Hello, and welcome to Will Draw Reviews. I'm your host, William, and today I'll be walking you through a practice session of mine. In this session, we'll be looking at Kekai Kotaki. Kekai is a Hawaiian-born artist known for working on Destiny. His work often covers fantasy subject matter, knights in particular. I've linked to all his social media platforms in the description below, and I hope you all check him out. Let's get into it. For this first study, I pulled this knight off his website. I like how it integrates cloth and hard surface design over an organic form. I approached this drawing by first focusing on the gesture. If you aren't familiar, gesture is a method of drawing intended on capturing the essence of the pose of the figure. I like to start off like this because it prevents me from creating a stiff drawing. I try to find the longest lines of action and start breaking down the figure into simple shapes. For example, I use cylinders for the arms and an egg shape for the torso. Once I have a decent sketch, I lower the opacity of the layer I'm on and create a new layer to draw over it. This time around, I'm focusing on line quality and making sure my shape selection is more exact. In this stage of the drawing, I'm fixing any small mistakes I noticed on the layer below. It's important to maintain fluidity during this stage. I have a tendency to be a bit rigid when drawing over my first sketch. In the last stage, I added some cross-hatching to illustrate some value. I also block in the drawing with the gray opaque brush to create contrast with the background. Here's the final sketch. I noticed maintaining gesture is hard when the subject is wearing armor. In the next sketch, I tried to keep loose and let my lines flow a bit more.
In this next drawing, I took note that Kekai was using much looser lines and tried to apply that to my own sketch. This time, I decided not to use multiple layers, as keeping the looser lines added some character to the drawing. It's important to notice the variety of line weight Kekai is using. He adds thicker lines and places of shadow on this figure. For example, under the pauldron and when shapes are overlapping, he tends to add a little bit more line weight to indicate some shadow shapes. Lastly, I filled in the sketch with a gray opaque brush. However, this time, I used my eraser to knock back areas where light is hitting. This change in value creates the illusion that his helmet is metallic. By studying Kekai, I took away the importance of maintaining looseness when drawing the figure. When drawing my first sketch, I was a bit too preoccupied with my draftsmanship, resulting in a stiffer drawing. The second sketch was looser and maintained much of the original pose, which is something I plan on replicating in my own work. I hope you all enjoyed this drawing session, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Next week, I'll be applying what I learned in this video to my own drawings. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.